Hello everyone, and welcome back. Prepare yourselves for a journey into the depths of darkness. In the early morning hours of June 8th, 2020, as the sun's first rays struggled to pierce through the dense grasslands of Johannesburg, a chilling discovery was made. Amidst the tranquil scenery, an environmental worker stumbled upon a scene so horrifying it would forever scar the memories of those who bore witness. The lifeless body of a young woman lay before them, her form marred by unspeakable wounds. Let us embark on this deep dive into the chilling tale of Tshegofatso Pule. Let me transport you to the vibrant township of Soweto, where a remarkable young woman named Tshegofatso Pule, affectionately known as Fatso, graced the world with her presence. Born in 1992 to Lungi and Makina Masiani, she grew up alongside her two brothers and her beloved sister, Mimi. For 17 blissful years, the Pule family thrived in the warm embrace of their community. Fatso's parents were pillars of love and care, nurturing her with unwavering support. With such a strong foundation, she excelled in school, displaying a keen interest in the realms of art and design. However, tragedy struck before she could graduate from high school, when both her parents inexplicably passed away, leaving the family shattered and searching for solace. In the wake of this devastating loss, Aunt Priscilla Giwu stepped in, becoming a guiding light for Fatso and her siblings. Mimi, Fatso's younger sister, struggled immensely with the weight of their parents' absence, burdened by grief and anger. But amid darkness, Fatso emerged as a pillar of strength, providing unwavering support and love to her shattered sister. This bond would shape the course of their lives. As Fatso blossomed into adulthood, her artistic passions bloomed, leading her down a path of beauty, fashion, and makeup. Her pursuit of these passions led her to study art and design in college, eventually securing a job at the prestigious cosmetic store, MAC. Ambitious and driven, Fatso not only thrived in her role, but also honed her skills, aiming to ascend to the company's coveted marketing team. Radiant, talented, and intelligent, Fatso's magnetic presence attracted several suitors throughout her adult years. But amidst the ebb and flow of relationships, there was one fateful connection that would forever alter the trajectory of her life. It was a relationship that would challenge her in unimaginable ways, testing her resilience and rewriting her destiny. Ntuthuko Shoba, also known as Into the Cold Show, had a mysterious past that intersected with Tshegofatso Pule's life. Their initial meeting in high school held little significance, but their destinies would intertwine in unforeseen ways. Ntuthuko thrived as a co-founder, IT specialist, and stock analyst, amassing a substantial monthly income of 36,000 rands. Despite his apparent success, there was a darker side to him. He charmed his way through relationships, effortlessly managing multiple girlfriends. In 2019, he engaged in a simultaneous affair with Tshegofatso, considering her a casual companion for nights of revelry and intimacy. However, his connection with Rosetta Mode was more serious. Our story revolves around the complex dynamics between Tshegofatso Pule, Ntuthuko Shoba, and Rosetta Mode. As the love triangle unfolded, both Rosetta and Tshegofatso were well aware of each other's existence, fueling an atmosphere fraught with tension. Ntuthuko, however, vehemently insisted that his commitment lay with Rosetta. Plans for their wedding were underway, with a significant deposit secured, giving the impression that the future held happiness and unity. Yet, beneath the surface, secrets festered. Unbeknownst to Rosetta, Tshegofatso had fallen pregnant with Ntuthuko's child. A difficult decision loomed before them, and they reluctantly agreed that an abortion was the only viable option. The emotional toll on both women was immense, leaving them devastated. However, the affair between Tshegofatso and Ntuthuko persisted, unbeknownst to Rosetta, even as the wedding plans continued to take shape. Ntuthuko's commitment to Tshegofatso extended beyond their clandestine relationship. They shared a home and joint bank accounts. Shockingly, fate intervened once again when Tshegofatso discovered she was pregnant with Ntuthuko's child for the second time. This time, she decided it was too late for another abortion. In February 2020, Tshegofatso reached out to Ntuthuko, expressing her need for his support during her pregnancy. Sadly, he didn't take the news well, refusing to accept responsibility for the child. While he promised to accompany her to medical appointments, he consistently failed to show up, leaving Tshegofatso feeling abandoned and alone. As the months passed, the tension between them escalated. Communication dwindled, with Tshegofatso shouldering the responsibility of maintaining contact. Frustration and impatience marred Ntuthuko's responses, revealing his true character. And yet, despite the mounting hostility, Tshegofatso remained hopeful, eagerly anticipating the arrival of her baby girl. However, darkness loomed on the horizon. Threatening messages, originating from an unknown number, began to plague Tshegofatso. The vile content hinted at an enraged lover seeking revenge. Although the sender's identity remained uncertain, the messages bore a striking resemblance to the impending wife, Rosetta. Accusations and insinuations of infidelity and disease filled the air, creating an atmosphere of fear and mistrust. Undeterred by the threats, Tshegofatso's excitement for her unborn child remained unwavering. Her family rallied around her, eagerly anticipating the joyous arrival. Despite the rocky state of her relationships, they clung to hope, determined to embrace the future. But alas, dear listeners, the future they envisioned would never come to fruition. On June 4th, 2020, Tshegofatso, known as Fatso, vanished without a trace. Days later, her lifeless body was discovered hanging from a tree in a secluded veld, heavily pregnant and with a gunshot wound to her chest. Suspicion fell on Ntuthuko, but he remained evasive. Surveillance footage from Ntuthuko's apartment complex captured the last known images of Fatso alive. She was seen leaving with Ntuthuko and hesitating before entering a gray Jeep. The vehicle drove away, and Ntuthuko returned to the building, but 3 crucial minutes of the footage mysteriously disappeared. Authorities tracked down the car's owner, who had an alibi but revealed her boyfriend's potential involvement. The investigation intensified as the community grappled with the tragic loss and the desire for justice. Fatso's disappearance and the subsequent discovery of her body sent shockwaves through the community, fueling the determination to uncover the truth behind this heartbreaking crime. The investigation delved into the complexities of the relationships involved, seeking answers to the haunting questions that remained. Intrigue surrounds Tshegofatso Pule's boyfriend, Musikayase Malapan, as his connections to the case emerge. The surveillance footage and their shared high school history led to Musikayase's arrest. Under interrogation, he shifted blame onto Ntuthuko, claiming to be the driver instructed to dispose of the body. Months later, Musikayase altered his narrative, confessing to being hired for the murder. This revelation turned the spotlight back on Ntuthuko, resulting in his arrest. As the courtroom drama unfolds, we delve deeper into the secrets and unravel the true nature of this chilling crime. The wheels of justice are set in motion, determined to uncover the truth. The legal proceedings commenced in July 2022, more than 2 years after the brutal murder of Tshegofatso. The prosecution, armed with surveillance footage, circumstantial information, and compelling witness testimonies, pieced together a fragmented yet compelling case against Ntuthuko. The courtroom was abuzz with anticipation as the narrative unraveled. Surprisingly, Musikayase revealed that this was not their first attempt on Tshegofatso's life. A failed kidnapping endeavor at a McDonald's just days before set the stage for their sinister plans. Over 6 fateful days, 24 phone calls were exchanged between Ntuthuko and Musikayase, indicating a meticulous scheme in the making. The plan was deceptively simple. Ntuthuko would lure Tshegofatso out under the pretense of buying clothes for their unborn child. After a seemingly innocent dinner at his house, Musikayase would disguise himself as an Uber driver and pick her up. In exchange for his heinous deeds, including the murder and disposal of her body, he would receive a substantial sum of 70,000 rands. However, Tshegofatso displayed apprehension, sensing something amiss as Ntuthuko appeared intoxicated behind the wheel. Yet, with persistent coaxing from Ntuthuko, she reluctantly entered the vehicle. In a chilling confession, Musikayase admitted to driving her to a remote area, leading her out of the car, and tragically shooting her at point-blank range. He callously loaded her lifeless body back into the car, and proceeded to a secluded spot near Rudin Ports, where he callously hung her from a tree. The autopsy confirmed the gunshot wound to the chest as the likely cause of death, with harrowing details suggesting she was still alive during the hanging. Moreover, it was revealed that Ntuthuko had used a burner phone for all communication, a futile attempt at secrecy as both his primary and burner phones were tracked to the same location numerous times in the days preceding Tshegofatso's murder. Despite the mounting evidence, Ntuthuko maintained his claim of innocence. He stubbornly clung to his alibi and presented flimsy excuses for the burner phone, citing bulk cigarette purchases that were never substantiated. The courtroom drama reached its climax with the centerpiece of the case, the surveillance footage. It revealed the chilling sight of the man who once loved Tshegofatso, watching her drive away, fully aware of the fate he had sealed for her. With the evidence, testimonies, and motive firmly in focus, the judge wasted no time in delivering the verdict. Deliberation lasted no more than a day, leaving no room for doubt. Ntuthuko was sentenced to life imprisonment, a resounding message that justice had been served. Inside the courtroom, emotions ran high as the reality of a life behind bars set in for Ntuthuko. In contrast, a sense of relief washed over Tshegofatso's family and friends, finally finding solace in this small sliver of justice. Thanks to Muzikayas's cooperation, his sentence was reduced to 20 years, a decision that raised questions about the consequences of snitching within South African prisons. Undeterred, Ntuthuko adamantly proclaimed his innocence, appealing his conviction to the high courts, but ultimately facing denial. Let us not forget Tshegofatso Pule and the countless women who have fallen victim to gender-based violence in South Africa. She joins a tragically long list of victims, highlighting the urgent need for societal change. The fight against domestic violence requires more than just education. It demands a concerted effort to campaign, scrutinize, and punish such acts severely. Women should feel safe, and the authorities must enforce stricter measures to protect them. Thank you for joining us on this terrifying journey of Tshegofatso Pule's life. Keep in mind to be cautious and watchful, since the shadows may hide unspeakable monsters. This concludes Crime Chronicles. Till next time.